Hi, this is Johnny from Johnny's Auto Repairs. Today we're going to look at some electrical testing we can do on the car based on what you find from the wiring diagrams. And the circuit we're looking at is a horn for a 2005 Kia Optima. And my previous video I kind of went over the circuit in detail, but I'll go over just the basics here. Hopefully you can see my cursor. The way this works is there's a horn switch on the bottom here. And when the switch is on, it puts a ground here to the control side of the relay, and that causes this horn relay to close. And this on the top here, this is hot at all times from the battery, and when the horn switch closes, current goes through the horn to the ground and the horn beeps. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the fuse. Go in the fuse box, find out where the horn fuse is, and see if we got power on both sides of it. And yeah, we'll be back over at the car in a second. Okay, the fuse for the horn is right here. Fortunately, Kia gives us this little diagram here where you can find it, or you can find it online probably too. And the easiest way to check this is just take a test light, put the one lead on battery negative, and just check each side of the fuse. So that tells you the fuse is good, and also there's power coming from the battery. A second way, if you want to, you can use a voltmeter. And I get the voltmeter hooked up, better ground again. .6 on this side. 12.6 on the other side. The advantage of using the voltmeter is if you have a voltage drop right here at the battery, maybe there's something wrong with the connector that can help you at least know what the voltage is there. You can also do this when the car is running, because there'll be more of a voltage drop right there if its car is running. So next thing we'll do is we'll look at the relay. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, for the fuse over here is hot at all times, so you should have voltage on both sides of the fuse even if the key's not in ignition. So back to the relay here. We got two sides, the left side over here, the control side, the right side is the power side. As I kind of said before, once the horn switch grounds this, there's current in this coil which will close this relay. So when we get to the car, the question is, like, you have these four terminals, and you have four terminals on the relay in the car, like which corresponds to which. So you can test that by checking for power. There should be power on this one, power on this one. And this one over here goes to ground, so you should have a good ground there. And this one here, it's not going to be power or ground, it's just going to be floating out there. So also there's no labels here, but this is usually considered 87, 30, and then this one here is 85 and 86. So we'll go to the car and see if we can figure out which terminals are which. And what we'll do is we'll test for power over here, and then we'll put a test light over here, and we'll see if when you hit the horn, if this light goes off. Okay, we're back at the car, and right here is where the horn relay is. I took that out, and right now we've got a lead to test light on battery negative, the ground. And I'm going to try to find out which pins correspond to these two over here. They should be hot at all times, so that one and that one. Okay, the main thing we're looking for is the ground right here. So in order to find that, I'm going to move over to battery positive. Okay, so if I hit a ground, this should light up, and not that one, that one right there. So this is the pin we're going to be looking at, and when you turn the horn on, you should get voltage there. So in order to test that, what I'm going to do is take a relay tester and stick it in place there, and then I'll put the relay back on top, and we'll go from there. Okay, here's the kit I'm using. It's a Lyle 56810, and it has several different relays jumpers in there, and the one I'm using is a 4-pin. Now I'm just going to stick this right in the where the relay used to be. Okay, make sure we get the same results here. Okay, the top two, got power on both of those. Move over to the battery positive, check for ground. Okay, so that's same result. So what we're going to do is stick the relay back on there, if I can find it. Here it is. Okay, what I have set up here is I got a connection to the battery negative, going through the test light, going back to this pin over here, and right now this is grounded, and when we turn the horn on, if everything's working from here to the switch there, it should light up. So let me, I'll put you on a tripod here, and I'm going to hit the horn. I'm going to hit the horn, and this should light up if everything from here to the switch is okay. Okay, that worked fine. So if your horn isn't working, then the problem would be from the relay wiring to the horn, or the horn itself. So the next test we'll do, we'll go right for the horn connector. Okay, for this test I got the horn unplugged, and I've front probed the connectors and put one, we'll just hooked a test light up to it. So if there's power to this plus enough current to light the test light, this should come on when I press the horn button. So be right back. So the light went on, so we know that we got power and current going to the horn. And if you still didn't have the horn working, you could at that point diagnose a bad horn. In this case, my horns are fine. I just unplugged them for this test. But hopefully this will help you out when trying to do an electrical test on your car. You got the wiring diagrams and say, well, what can I use this for? And how can I find what the problem is? So hopefully this was helpful a little bit, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.